from the creators of Relevant Magazine. This is the Relevant Podcast.
Just make it painless. Just make it painless.
It's the week of Friday, July 28, 2017, and it's the Relevant Podcast. I'm your host, Cameron Strang, and this week's show is brought to you by Samaritan Ministries.
Tell me more.
Now, okay, so Samaritan, right now, insurance.
It's rad.
Insurance is a whole discussion. This is not insurance. This is an alternative to the system as it is. What Samaritan's Ministry is a ministry that helps members share their medical needs. So the way it works is that members can kind of share, whether it be a broken bone or cancer or pregnancy or organ transplants. They have more than 250,000 Christians that have chosen this healthcare option that adheres to their biblical beliefs and brings together believers in community. They are committing to send financial gifts every month directly to an assigned member with a medical need. But there's more involved than money or just healing where there's a need. They pray for each other and all aspects of each other's needs and encourage each other by sending notes and cards. Every month, more than 69,000 households give generously to other members with a qualified medical need through Samaritan Ministries International.
It's super rad.
Yeah, that's such a cool, interesting alternative to traditional insurance.
Yeah. So currently, Samaritan members give a monthly share of only $495 for a family of any size, while individuals give $220 and couples give $440. Just as significantly, Samaritan members also pray for one another and include notes and cards of encouragement with their monthly shares, which they send directly to other families. You can find out more at SamaritanMinistries.org. How cool is that?
A really interesting idea.
It's an interesting thing. It's community, it's faith-based, and it's an alternative to insurance. So it's interesting. There you go.
Very cool.
SamaritanMinistries.org. All right, like I said, I'm your host, Cameron, and here with me in our Orlando studios, Eddie Big Cat Koffoltz.
What's up, man? Good to see you.
Good to see you. Over there on the ones and twos, our illustrious producer, my brother, Chandler Strang.
Hello.
On the Skype line from Loverland, Virginia, Jesse Carey.
Hello, hello.
And joining us from Los Angeles, California, Propaganda.
West.
There you go.
Hello, Propaganda.
Hey, Prop, you're about to go to South Africa, aren't you?
Dude, today.
There you go.
I get on a plane today.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Yeah, tell us.
Oh, man, I'm going to do some raps and, do some raps. Then I'm...
Enough said. Got it. Clear picture.
Yeah, there it is. And visit some, I'll visit some orphanages. Man, hopefully I'll get to go to, like, the spot where, the prison that Nelson Mandela was at, so I can just weep bitterly.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, man.
Have you ever been there?
I have. I've been there. I've been there before,
That's
and
cool.
It was just as awestruck as just hearing about going is like how awestruck it is when you're there.
Man, safe travels. That's
It's
really neat.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Like Cape Town might as well be like Miami. Like it is.
With
beautiful
with cliffs and incredible topography, unlike
with
Miami.
cliffs and topography
Right.
and an incredible amount of history of social change.
Not like a swamp that they paved. Yeah.
And way less Cuban food, I would imagine.
Yes.
Yeah.
Almost no Cuban food in South Africa.
And Nando's chicken. Just glorious.
There's that too. And slowly the podcast evolves back to food.
Yeah.
Because it's around
Yes.
lunchtime and that's all we talk about.
I'm really thinking, like, man, I could go for a good Cuban sandwich right now. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, dude, you're really making me hungry. I don't even know where there is a Cuban place around here, but I will find one after this podcast. So
Props
thanks.
to-
That's a Florida perk right there.
Oh,
We
yeah.
have many, many good Cuban
Oh,
places.
yeah. And Prop's talking about
I remember.
weeping, and seeing this. And I'm like, I don't think I've ever had South African food.
Actually, Nando's is pretty delicious.
Yeah, that's-
Hey, it's up by you, man. It's in Nando's is they're all in like DC and Maryland now.
Oh, there you go. Jesse, you can go check it out.
You have to go
Road
get
trip.
it.
What a road trip. Yeah.
We have a great show coming up for you today. Coming up later, Josh Garrels joins us to
my
tell
bro.
us the songs that changed his life. I love this segment.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's-
and dude, this one was a lot of fun because he has such like a diverse, like crazy taste in music, and the way that he structured, he put so much time and thought into how he wanted to present his, and it's really like you're listening to like a mini biography through the lens of music. It's cool. He did a good job with it.
And also coming up on the show today, Dr. Emerson Eggerichs is joining us.
Yee.
He has a new book.
Train back in it.
He has a new book called Before You Hit Send. It's Dear Eddie Koffoltz. Before you hit
Eddie,
send.
I'm not going to lie. When we did this, it really, I tried to keep it on message about the book. It's an important message. He's a communication expert.
Yeah.
But I felt like he was talking directly to you with some of the don'ts.
man.
But we'll get there. We'll get there. But it's personal. I'll say that.
I would say
It is personal.
it makes sense. I would say
He said some hurt. I was surprised he said some hurtful
A lot of the
things.
anecdotes in the book, shockingly, were about this podcaster, this anonymous podcaster that he was wanting
We'll
to.
call him E. Koffoltz. No, that's too obvious. Eddie K. We'll go Eddie K.
I'm interested to hear this interview because there have been a few times in my vocational life where I have just poured gasoline all over a situation and lit it all on fire.
Really?
Yeah.
With just a very tersely worded direct email. And,
Well, that's what honestly. That's a lot. It's about like context and non-verbal cues that are lost. This was super
I
fascinating.
literally this week had to send an important email to people, printed it out, went into, there was 3-4 people that I highly respect here at the office that were in a meeting, interrupted their meeting with 3 copies of my email. Will you please tell me if this is okay or not?
Yeah.
They were like, Cameron, I think after sentence 3, if you did a colon smile parenthesis, really kind of help clarify that sentence.
Hey, before we move the show along, the next thing we usually do is talk about In Case You Missed It.
That's just all back up.
But I mean, it's the end of July, which means every year this is when Jesse Carey gets his hopes up, and then is severely disappointed with Discovery Channel Shark Week.
Just as a preface to the normal format of the show, I think most of us, Prop, you can do what you want because this is kind of your first time walking through Shark Week with Jesse. But from having done this for a few years, I'd push the mic away.
If you need to get a cup of coffee, go ahead and get one now.
Grab a Coca-Cola and just let it go.
I spent too much emotion and energy, but I will tell you what happened this year.
Wait, before you do, Jesse, I just want y'all to know I probably have a very similar amount of passion for Shark Week. Maybe I'm not as animated as Jesse, but Shark Week is a joy. Me and my eldest daughter watch it together.
Jesse loves spectacle. So he loves David Blaine. He loves the Walinda Flywire acts. He loves
it's like a shared experience, a cultural shared experience.
And so he gets really excited about these things because we're all going to experience this together.
We're all in it.
Yeah. And then this happened.
Yeah, so
See you later.
I had it's probably been about 3 or 4 years where I formally gave up on Shark Week, and it ended with me sending a very tersely worded email to Discovery Channel, and I do not regret it. I have it in my inbox somewhere, but I went off the rails that night because I felt like when I was a kid, you watch Shark Week to learn cool stuff about sharks, and at least the footage they're showing you is real.
Right.
It's not CGI.
Right.
3 years ago, it was just fiction. It might have well been Sharknado. It'd be one thing if that's how they're marketing it, but they just ruined Shark Week. So
Was that the Megalodon, the Megalodon one where they did the fake documentary about like something that wasn't even real?
A prehistoric shark that's been extinct for like 1 million years. They did a fake documentary. They didn't tell people it was fake. They literally that was their strategy so much that they followed it up with one about real mer people. Okay.
Yeah.
The Shark Week has turned into Discovery Channel doing mermaid documentaries.
Right.
Okay. That with CGI that they're trying to fake people out with. So I long given up, though. I can't help myself. I've been like popping back in.
You hope they're going to reclaim it. You hope every year you get the hope. You try not to get hopeful, but then you talk yourself into it again.
This could be the year that they course correct. Maybe, you know what? Here's how I picture it happen, Cameron, because I'll say this. There was no colon parenthesis smiley faces in that email.
Right.
But what I picture is ratings have been plummeting since those 3 years. And there's a big board meeting and everyone's at Discovery Channel is getting super pumped about Shark Week. This is the big Shark Week meeting. And the CEO at the end of the boardroom table pulls out my email and passionately reads it. And they're like, yeah, we're going to correct. Well, it's time to right the ship. This guy is saving the day. He's going to give Shark Week back. So anyway, this year they were talking about how they were going to do a race, Michael Phelps versus a shark in the pool. I think we talked about this on the podcast. In case you missed it.
I just went and got a drink. Is he still going?
Yeah, he's still going.
All right, I'll be back.
Yeah.
I've been so pumped about this shark race. It's such a great idea. I let my son, who's 4, stay up, and I had friends over for this.
No.
Okay? I had friends over to watch Michael Phelps race a shark. All right? They build this thing up for an hour.
for you to already know this is going to be terrible, and you invited friends over, I ordered
pizzas. It was a whole deal, man.
Oh my!
We were all pumped. We were all sitting around the couch. I was pacing at the time. I couldn't even sit on the couch as it was building up because, of course, it's like an hour-long dumb documentary, but it did have lots of sweet shark slow-mo, like building up. So they finally get to the race. Michael Phelps has a superhero cool wetsuit on. He's got a shark fin on his feet. I don't know if that gives him a strategic advantage. They said it did. It was super cool. It was like now Batman versus shark. Okay. You guys saw what happened. Did you guys watch?
Nope.
Or did you get suckered in like me?
Nope.
I watched.
Rob, tell them what happened when Michael Phelps hit the water.
I turned it off because I was like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever watched in my life.
They speculated a shark's speed based on like measurements throughout the show and let him race a CGI shark.
I was like, you're not actually swimming with the shark?
Okay, Cameron, here's the thing. When you say I like spectacle, I like to watch things on TV that the risk of death is real. like I want to see David Blaine get shot in the face with a bullet or encased in a thing of ice because I know I might witness a death and so will most of America.
For clarity, you don't want David Blaine to get hurt.
I don't want him to die. I don't want Nick Walinda. I don't want Nick Walinda to plummet into Niagara Falls. I don't want that.
Right.
I want the thrill. Like, that's what we're missing from modern life. Is like day to day, there's no chance I'm going to see like a spectacular death. But you're telling me I get to watch an Olympian in a pool with a shark? That's what I'm in for. I don't want him to get eaten. No. I want the thrill of it.
Right.
Okay? And they've deprived me of that.
And I want to see the shark like smoke him. Like, I just want to see this to be like, oh, that was stupid. That's what I want to see.
I wanted to see like a shark in one lane, and I want to see Michael Phelps in the other. I want to see as soon as Michael Phelps jumped in the water, the shark opened his mouth and attacked him, and they had to dive everyone in and pull him off. Like, I wanted it to go down like an episode of Cheaters at the end when they do the confrontation. That's what I wanted Michael Phelps and the shark to be.
Cheaters.
Cameramen jumping in the pool, pulling people out. Everyone's okay. Maybe the shark gets hurt. Everyone's okay though. But it's a spectacle, and they denied me that because it was a CGI race. That's all I got to say about it. I was upset.
But Jesse, it reminds me, and it brings me back to, remember a couple of years ago when that guy was going to be eaten by a boa constrictor, and we were just like, there's no way, but also, come on, they can't be lying that hardcore about this, and it happened, and it was a complete dud. Like, every time one of these things happens, I feel like
it's not the problem with the idea, the concept. It's all about the execution. Like, oh, sweet, we're going to watch a guy get eaten by a boa constrictor on TV.
I 100 kajillion degrees and percent agree. Because I was like, how are they going to keep him safe? And then once I realized this was CGI, I was like, I am the stupidest man on the planet.
Yeah,
Did I actually believe they were going to put this man in a pool with a shark? Come on, prop.
But they could have built.
Smarter than
they
that.
could have built a massive pool with like a big plexiglass divider down the middle.
That's what
of
I'm
it.
saying. They could have figured out a way.
And they just have like Ryan Lochte being used as bait for the shark, and they're just holding him at one end because that guy will do anything at this point. And Michael Phelps.
And then I'm going, why would the shark comply? Like, the shark's really going to wait for the gun to go? Like, and then I'm going, did you train the shark? Like, is this a wild?
How hard can it be to train a shark? Like, you got months to build up. Like, I mean, it's not like you're training. They can train Shamu to do a choreographed dance routine. You can't train a shark to swim from one end of the pool to the next.
I've never seen the choreographed shark routines at SeaWorld. There's got to be a reason.
I question if they've ever tried, Cameron, to be honest with you, after I've seen the poor effort, sorry for my language, of Discovery Channel with sharks. I question whether anyone's even cared enough to try, Cameron.
You know what? You have a really weird codependent relationship with Discovery Channel and Shark Week, because right now you're just like, forget it. I'm going to go back and live at my mom's and we're never talking again. And then like in a week, it's going to be like, listen, I just said a lot of things that I mean to say.
Maybe come back. Yeah.
Like, I'm still pretty mad at you. And then in a year from now, like right before it happens, it's going to be like, I love you so much.
Yeah, a year from now, it's going to be like, hey, listen, we're going to do Conor McGregor is going to wrestle a shark.
Yeah,
I'm going to be like,
we're going to work this out.
This is you finally, and then it's going to be.
I could never leave you. Yeah. And then a year and a week, it's going to be, I hate you all over again.
Yeah. Well, it's a sick thing. It's sick.
It's like every year on the Relevant Podcast, the last week of the year, we do the clips at the end of the year. Yeah. Every year we do our Lollapalooza recap episode. Every year we have Jesse Carey, a 3-minute version of his 87-minute rant about Shark Week.
Yeah, and if you're listening to this, there was some language they had to cut out because, frankly, I came off the rails.
It was pretty.
I said what needed to be said.
It was pretty difficult.
All right, well, moving the show along. It's time for our look back at what happened this week in culture and entertainment. It's time for
In Case You Missed It.
Hey, in case you missed it, this week it was announced that Simpsons mastermind Matt Groening is making a new cartoon for Netflix. It's going to be called Disenchantment, and it's going to take place in a fantastical medieval kingdom called Dreamland that's seen better days, but will deal with some very real adult themes, of course. In a statement, he said, ultimately, Disenchantment will be about life and death, love and sex, and how to keep laughing in a world full of suffering and idiots,
Hilarious.
despite what the elders and wizards and other jerks tell you.
Yeah.
20 episodes of the series are going to air sometime next year on Netflix, and it's going to feature voice acting of comedians like Abby Jacobson and Eric Andre. So this should be interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't a big Futurama fan, but The Simpsons, I feel like The Simpsons has come back. It's not as good as it was in its prime, but it's still pretty good if you tune into new episodes.
It's interesting to me, though, depending on who you talk to, that people who have watched The Simpsons and liked it over the years feel there are different primes based on when they were in college. Yeah. Whenever they were in college, that was the prime.
Everybody's favorite SNL is the one that was when they were late high school or early college. Yeah. Okay, I have a question. Is this his first move off Fox? Because to me, that's a kind of an interesting sub-story of this, because he's been like a Fox loyalist the whole time, wasn't?
No, Cartoon Network picked up original stuff of Futurama. So
did they?
It went off the air, and then like 2, 3, 4 years later, it came back as a new series on Cartoon Network.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
What's interesting about The Simpsons, too, like just talking about the legacy of his work, is we were putting some thought into this feature in the new issue about TV and how The Simpsons, like the internet, like meme culture, has given The Simpsons kind of new life for a new generation. Like literally there is a Simpsons meme that you can use as a reaction to any scenario.
Yes.
And I feel like to a large degree, there's probably a lot of people who aren't even familiar with the show.
Specifically that Homer going into the bush. I'm telling you, that thing's in the lexicon. I think that probably can go down as one of the greatest gifts in history.
Somebody hit me with that this week on a tweet. I was just really laughing out loud, and I've seen it 15 times, and it just continues.
It's a perfect moment.
It is perfect. It is.
It's totally. But what I'm saying is, like, there's probably a lot of people out there, especially as people, as culture consumers get younger and younger, that might not have that much experience watching The Simpsons on TV, but they know The Simpsons because they're so prevalent in meme culture.
Yep. There you go. And T-shirts.
Yeah,
still very prevalent in T-shirts.
And on Netflix, or not on Netflix, on FX, you can watch all of them.
All of them.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, in case you missed it,
don't have a cow.
Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg have been bickering about whether or not AI will take over the world. A little bickering between the nerds.
But Tesla, when you get to the meat of this, it's like, oh gosh, these are two really smart guys arguing about something, and the stakes are as high as they possibly be. This is the most terrifying nerd argument I've ever heard.
We've heard some terrifying nerd arguments.
Yeah, this is literally the how will Terminator happen?
Yeah. Well, we just talked about whether or not SeaWorld could train a shark to dance if they wanted to. That's level. We just had that nerd comment. This is even more terrifying.
Tesla and SpaceX founder Elon Musk has been open about his fears of what AI poses to the future. He's not overly concerned about a Matrix-style computer takeover, but he does think there's a real danger in the unchecked power of computers that can think for themselves. In an interview last year for the film Lo and Behold, he discussed one possible doomsday scenario. He said, if you were a hedge fund or private equity fund and you said, well, all I want my AI to do is maximize the value of my portfolio, then the AI could decide, well, the best way to do that is to short consumer stocks, go long defense stocks, and start a war. Mark Zuckerberg, however, took issue with the thoughts. During a live stream, when asked about the comments, he called such ideas pretty irresponsible. Zuckerberg said, I think people who are naysayers and try to drum up these doomsday scenarios, I just don't understand it. It's really negative, and in some ways, I actually think it's pretty irresponsible. In the next 5 or 10 years, AI is going to deliver many improvements in the quality of our lives. It didn't take long for Elon to respond. He tweeted, I've talked to Mark about this. His understanding of the subject is limited.
Shade, man.
Dang.
I mean, why would he talk to Mark directly and then throw that out there publicly?
I was going to say, and what like a weird backhanded insult. Yeah. He could just be like, no, Mark is dead wrong on this one. His understanding of the topic is limited. You're not helping yourself here, Elon Musk. Everyone's on Mark Zuckerberg's side on this. No one wants to see AI take over the world and start a war. You don't have to throw shade in a nerdy way. Just make it cool, man.
There's only one theory that makes sense, and that is a theory that I have that Elon Musk has been in Mars for years and years, and this is an AI Mark or what Elon Musk
really
doing his thing.
Yeah,
you think Elon Musk is on his way to Mars right now?
Yeah, and I think that this whole argument that we think is Elon Musk is not. It is a Westworld-esque robot. And that's it. He wins.
The weird thing is, like, where we are in Florida, is Space Coast is a big part of our local coverage and stuff. Yeah. And so, literally last night, I was reading
Dan Billo, West 2 News. I know him.
The local newspaper I was reading online that Elon was like, they're going to be launching their thing to go to Mars within 2 years, but they're going to change the landing vehicle and blah blah. Like, it's happening. Like, they're going to Mars. So you're saying. He's already there.
Oh, I'm saying he has set his AI, Elon Musk, many years ago.
Okay, he does kind of act robotically. Have you noticed that he looks like an animatronic thing from Disney?
The tweet would make sense.
And can I ask another question about Elon Musk? And this is going to sound super ignorant because obviously he's like a brilliant guy. Does anyone else? Okay, for people that don't know, he started SpaceX. Like he's going to do rethinking space travel. He's founded Tesla, the revolutionary car company. Does anyone else think that he's run out of ideas? His latest idea is to dig
tunnel under
deep
Los
tunnels.
Angeles. Yeah.
No, the Hyperloop is brilliant. Are you kidding me?
Hyperloop will be crazy.
The fact that you could get from DC to New York in 29 minutes is unbelievable. Your car.
You could literally live in Washington, D.C. and work in New York.
And take your car every morning to work.
It like changes the whole spectrum of human ability.
I agree, but the tunnel.
Okay.
But
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the idea of saying, I want to build a tunnel under Los Angeles. Yeah. I'm like, hey, genius. It's little things that my children understand, which are called earthquakes. Okay, you can't build tunnels under Los Angeles.
That's true.
They built one under London. They have built a huge, massive tunnel recently.
Yeah, but there's not earthquakes regularly in London.
But I feel like because Hyperloop. But from my understanding, Hyperloop's above ground. Like Hyperloop is like a monorail.
No, he's the LA thing is he wants to do basically a massive multi-level subway type thing under LA to solve LA's traffic problems. I was reading that when I was out in LA a few weeks ago. I was reading about that.
I was like, you're tripping, bro. Like,
he probably just doesn't know about the earthquakes.
Well, he's in Mars.
That's what I'm trying to say.
He's on Mars.
Yeah. But I feel like someone was like, "Hey, Elon, what's your next big idea?" And he's like, I mean, I kind of thought of everything. I guess we can do tunnels
everywhere and stuff. I don't know.
I mean, I'm spitballing here, guys.
I'm doing a remodeling house right now, and the builder was talking to me the other day about Elon's solar roof tiles.
They're amazing.
And they're now on the market, and they look like normal roof tiles. They're glass, and your entire roof is going to be solar panels.
Beautiful,
and more than pays for itself, and you're totally green off the grid.
Are you going to do them?
It's cost prohibitive still up front, but over the life of the house, it more than pays for itself.
Because don't you install like battery packs in your garage that like stores the energy?
First generation is pretty much like a beta, but it will be in our lifetime.
$24 a square foot to do one of these solar roofs, which is a lot. Yeah. And then you have to buy like 2 of the Tesla battery packs for your house. So that's like $8,000 a pop. It's a lot up front.
It's a lot.
But you get a tax rebate.
But in our lifetime, it'll be normal. This is just, we'll all start doing this.
Absolutely. I mean, especially in Florida, like every roof being solar. I mean,
our roof already has, like, we've never had hot water made by anything but the sun.
Really? You just have a big pot outside?
Do we
leave it on the back porch?
It's big pot. But no, we have a solar panel and it heats up all the water, and it's it's already like.
Do you bathe outside in a big crab boiling pot?
I do, but that's by choice. I just stare at the neighbors as they walk by. But, I'm in one of those like old timey bathtubs,
And you have like a stick with a little brush on the end, and you just get your back.
I was watching Alaskan Bush People the other day, and they had to move the outhouse because it filled up. That's how Eddie chooses to live in Longwood, Florida.
Yeah, it's a strange. I will tell you though. We're gonna
Dude, hold on. Can I just say this real quick? If it became between moving a completely filled outhouse, like manually moving it, or just moving houses, I would choose moving houses. Like, just leave the outhouse, leave our belongings here. I'm not touching that thing. We'll find a new place to homestead, people.
Yeah, dude. I do like the option though of being more and more sustainable.
Me too.
I think it's fun. I'm gonna do bees.
Oh,
I'm gonna do bees. Soon.
What does that do for you?
You get honey, and they're like your little friends, and you learn about how they work and stuff like that.
Cohen watches the bee movie. I know how it works.
And bees are really good for flowers and the environment, and bees are getting killed off all the time, so you help out. So you get bees, and bees and chickens. That's going to be 2018.
I feel like
by the end of 2018,
chickens sound much more useful than bees. Like honey ain't that important to me.
Yeah, but that's your feeling because you probably eat like agape, right?
As in like unconditional love?
No, not agape. What
you mean
is that?
Agave?
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah. Obviously I don't because it's for hippies.
Okay.
First of all, I agape you. Let's say that out loud.
Yes.
I don't filio you, but I could.
Yeah. Christians shouldn't do filio dating. You shouldn't filio while you're dating.
No, you're thinking of Eros.
Yeah.
Filio's brotherly.
Oh yeah,
Eros is where you wade into those
I
waters.
believe in strong purity lines, and I'm not going to filio until I'm married.
Yeah.
Amen.
Right. I understand it. I can't comment. I can't add more to the joke, but I understand.
Eddie, I kind of feel like, though, if you're going beehive and chicken coop, I feel like you need to choose one or the other because I feel like you're asking for a disaster scenario like day one. Like you look outside and all of the chickens are being attacked by bees instantly.
Right.
It just seems like you got to go one or the other.
It's like I also raise like wolves right next to the chickens and bears right next to the bees just to watch everybody fight it out in the backyard. Good point.
I love this whole off the grid, solar automated house, AI house type stuff.
Totally.
I drive home now and I don't want to walk into a big empty dark house. So I come home and my lights are on. Geofencing, it just knows the lights turn on. I have the smart thermostats. I can control my house from my phone. I have a car that plugs in. I love all this, man. Let's do it.
You and I are going different directions with being off the grid, but I do like the
sustainability. Yeah, you're building an outhouse. I like the idea that my roof powers everything, and I can.
But it is really neat, though.
It's neat,
right? Like we should be off the power grid.
I think so. Honestly, even if you're talking about fiscal responsibility, it's just more economically responsible long term. It's a better stewardship of natural resources and financial resources long term.
I agree. Cameron, I agree with you up until the point where you're, investing in a beehive to raise honey. Because last time I bought honey, it came in one of those little plastic transparent bears, and it costs like $3. You're telling me that it's cheaper, and you know how long one of those lasts? Like 2 years. Yeah. Okay, like how much honey are you using? I still have a transparent bear of honey that's like half full that we bought like before we moved into this house.
Dude, we used a ton
like
of
3
honey.
years ago. But Eddie, you're investing not only in the coop, in the bees, but those sweet beekeeper suits and that thing that sprays smoke. You're telling me in the lifetime of that investment, it's going to pay for itself because that's how much honey your household can make.
That's what I'm saying.
That's not the only purpose for the investment. Part of it too is bees play Bees play an important part of our like agriculture, and it's important to help the bee population because they're being killed off.
Adds an element of danger to playing in the backyard.
I want to be able to
play dodge the bees.
Right. We don't know if either of our kids is allergic to bee stings because they haven't been stung. It'd be nice to know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Go out there every afternoon and play a little good old fashioned bee chase.
Good old fashioned bee chase.
Right. Go out there, but it's not that expensive. Like $200.
Daddy,
we use an incredible amount of honey.
Daddy,
in our house.
I'm bored.
I was gonna
Here's a stick. You're never bored in our backyard.
Right.
Go chase the bees.
Go whack that beehive and make a run for it. I'll follow with the smoke thing just in case I get too close. But here's my question, Eddie. Like every one of Cameron's makes total financial sense. Yours, I feel like you're saying I guarantee you it's more than $200. Like if I Googled beekeeper suit right now, I bet you I couldn't find one for under $200. Either way, even if you gave me $200 and says this is your lifetime honey budget, I'd be like, okay, I think I'm going to be fine. I think I'll have more than enough honey.
Bees, they're not that much of a staple. Now, if I could get some sort of sustainable avocado tree in my house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I think
that makes sense to me.
I think it's called an avocado tree. And then you just plant it.
Yeah,
we're planting. We're planting one. Actually, we're planting.
Hey, prop. You know when you eat an avocado and there's that pit left over, bury that in your backyard. You might be.
I gotta have a backyard first.
Oh, that's true.
All right,
we're planting an avocado tree too.
beekeeping suits are around $150.
That's what I'm saying.
You know how many?
There you go, Eddie. This is a terrible investment.
$150.
You gotta buy one for every member of the house,
a
so
big
you can
deal.
enjoy your backyard.
$150.
And how much is that cool smoke
But
gun?
we
That's
don't
what I
do
wanna
these
know.
things. We don't always do these things in order to like make money, right? Because if I was just caring about,
I'm not saying making money. I'm just saying I don't want to dress
This
up in a
is better
Ghostbusters
uses of
outfit
your-
every time I got to go in the backyard.
$100 says if you come over to my house, you will immediately beg to put on the bee costume and go and mess around with the bees.
Hey, listen, I'm going to smoke those bees out. You know what? Want to go with me? That's seen it on TV. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah. Well,
I'm like, clearly you don't know any black people. There's no way in the world I'm going out there with them bees.
yeah. Yeah, you are. I think you'll love it. You'll stretch yourself. I mean, why would you ever be in Longwood, Florida? But assuming you are really, really lost and you are around my city, I would love to show you my bees.
I know what all the neighbors love. I know what all the neighbors love. The guy that's maintaining a gigantic beehive in his backyard. They just love that.
Oh, they're gonna love me.
I know, if I was a neighbor and my next door neighbor got bees and chickens and stuff, I'd have an issue.
And to that, I would say, I don't care. I care about you. If you were my neighbor, I would have a talk about it. The rest of them, it's fine. They know what they were getting into with nature.
I'd totally love being able to go to my neighbor's house and being like, yo, let me get like 4 eggs. Like, that's great to me.
Right.
But you gotta
Bees,
listen.
however,
you gotta
I'm
listen
just like,
to
there's so many better things.
Yeah, but I don't want to get into
It's all the
it. You wouldn't
clucking.
understand. I'll bring you guys some eggs too.
Hey, this is a true story, Eddie, and I know then we can move on. I had a friend, a good friend of mine, who's got children. I know young children like you, and
Hold on, were the kids
they
like
invested
me
all
or
this
because
money
I
in
have
a
like-
chicken coop,
no.
right? Like a backyard chicken coop,
Right.
and like his little house, it looked cool, and he bought all these chickens, and the idea was they're going to raise eggs. Week 1. Thank God he was the first one up that morning. But he went out there and he said it looked like someone got 15 feather pillows and busted them all over his yard and just squirted ketchup everywhere. He's like, they were slaughtered in the night by a fox, and I had to clean it up before my kids got up and saw the horror movie that happened in the backyard. I'm just saying, it sounds great until you're that
Cooping
dad,
up animals
you know.
in the backyard. This is a real thing. When I was a kid, I've said this a long time. Listeners know
this is a painful story.
We had a little pet rabbit, and we kept.
Was
on,
this Jerry Seinfeld?
No, that was my cat. That was a cat, little Jerry Seinfeld. This pet rabbit, this is Floppy. I was 8.
Classic.
And a little lop-eared bunny. And we had it on this thing on the back porch, and it was like my dad didn't want it on the back porch. Got to move it to the backyard.
Yeah.
Put it on a couple cinder blocks, and then the little cage, keep in the backyard. Went out there the next morning, and he had a little blood on his ear. And I was like, "Oh, well, that's sad, Dad. Can we move it back? I don't know. Something fell on it. Whatever." No, we're leaving it in the backyard. Went back that afternoon after I got home from school. Exactly the scene that Jesse just described, except there's fur everywhere. The neighbor's wiener dog came under the fence and ate it alive through the cage. Like skinned it alive.
Yeah, I've heard
like
this.
Jumped up and like got up with its teeth and pulled a piece at a time. Skinned it alive. It was in the cage in shock. 8-year-old Cameron.
Hilarious.
Still remember this to the day. I'm allergic to rabbits now, and I think that's totally psychosomatic.
And you know, the worst part is the skinless, helpless rabbit that was shivering in horrible pain was then attacked by bees. It was just terrible.
I'm saying the point being, if you have anything in a cage in your backyard, your daughters will be traumatized at some point in their lives.
And you know what? Everybody's got to get traumatized somehow. You know, like I'd rather it be animals.
You're going to preemptively get them traumatized by bees and chickens.
I'm going to have them really fall in love with the chickens, name them, become their friends, all that kind of stuff, 100%. And then just let the scent out into the world and invite them.
Then one day they go out and that crab boiling pot that you've been bathing in the front yard is cooking rabbit stew, and you're out there.
There's a
stirring them up,
right? And there's a Florida panther perched on our roof, just licking its lips.
Hey, in case you missed it, Disney has named its Princess Jasmine for its live-action Aladdin movie, and she's a worship leader. Along with Will Smith in the role of the genie and Minna Masood as Aladdin, 24-year-old Naomi Scott is going to play Princess Jasmine.
Where does she lead worship?
Though Scott's probably best known for playing the Pink Power Ranger, she's also a recording artist and has been a worship leader. Her parents are pastors of the UK's Bridge Church. And back in April, she told Hype Bay about the important role church has played in her life and music. She said, God is the ultimate creative force. Growing up in the church fostered an inner spirituality that also introduced me to the concept of music having a deeper meaning. There's always been a connection between my faith and realizing that music can have a soul and purpose, which has ultimately affected the way I approach the art. Aladdin is currently in pre-production.
Talk about masterful casting of like who to play the genie, because it's such
I wanted a big guy.
Well, because Robin Williams is just such a known, like, huge entity, and
you had to take a left turn. You had to make it so distinct,
and they had to be really famous.
Somebody who's not at all trying to capture Robin Williams.
I just thought it was really good casting. I think Will Smith will be fun in it too, because I like silly Will Smith. I don't like him trying to be cool in movies. I like let's just go all Fresh Prince here.
I wanted Morgan Freeman.
Oh, just nice. Just
make it kind of a dark comedy.
Yes.
James Earl Jones. Yes.
That would be amazing.
John Malkovich.
That'd be hilarious. John Malkovich.
Like James Earl Jones from Coming to America. You know what I'm saying? Man. He is beneath me.
Now, Arnold Schwarzenegger. I don't understand. Is the genie from Austria? Why does the genie have an Austrian accent?
Interesting.
Hey, don't worry about it. It's Arnold Schwarzenegger. Just it's written in. Doesn't matter. Just ignore it.
That's funny. Hey, in case you missed it, this week Kendrick Lamar surprised one of his fans with a wheelchair accessible van. His longtime fan Jennifer Phillips has been trying to raise money for a van that can accommodate her wheelchair. When Kendrick came to her hometown of Dallas, he brought Jennifer Phillips backstage, and hooked her up with a lot of sweet merch and a signed note that included a very special surprise. She posted the picture of the note on Twitter. It said, "Thank you for always supporting me. You're an inspiration for me. You're strong and positive. You're kind and beautiful. For all the years of inspiring me, the least I can do is make sure you're comfortable driving the city. A gift from me to you. You're always appreciated." That's cool. There you go.
That is so cool, man.
That guy is just on a winning streak.
That is really nice. Wouldn't it be fun to have
and think about it, though. He didn't publicize this. He just put her backstage, gave her
that's what's even cooler.
And gave her a note and just said, "There you go." And then, word got out because she was blown away. But I mean, he didn't have his publicist there snapping pictures.
No, he's not handing a big, gigantic check and doing thumbs up.
It's not
he's
about
just being
him.
cool.
It's about her. That's so cool.
And
to
imagine
me.
how life-changing that is for her, just in terms of accessibility, but also just the amount of money that is really significant.
In case you missed it, Jim Carrey shared about the importance of faith to formerly incarcerated people involved in gangs. He was invited to speak by Homeboy Industries, a Los Angeles-based organization run by Jesuit priest Father Gregory Boyle. You know it?
Yes, he is a LA monument. I think when he passes, we're going to build a statue for him. Homeboy Industries has been...
Yeah, I mean, oddly enough, he is on The New Activist this week, Father Boyle.
There you go.
And
Serious?
Mm-hmm. He's amazing.
That's exciting.
Yeah, he is an incredible person. And Homeboy Industries really started out of a really simple idea. He was a local priest, and he was burying kids that were in gangs. And he's like, this just can't be. So he started to see the need of what do we need to do to help these kids get out of the gangs? So there's all kinds of rehabilitation and job services. But one of the crazy things that he found was hugely helpful was tattoo removal, because they get this gang insignia all over them. And it not only hinders them just going for a job, but it also marks them in a way in public that they don't want to be marked anymore. And so they have 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, it is the biggest tattoo removal shop in the world, and they are just constantly scrubbing gang
Every
tattoos.
time you fly into Terminal 4 and you stop to get a pastry, right at the security thing where it says Homeboy Industries, you're that's that thing. It's he employs people. I used to have a T-shirt when I taught high school that was from Homeboy Industries, because I taught in a predominantly Latino neighborhood, and that's really where that kind of serves a lot of the Latino gangs. But it was a T-shirt and it said, "Nothing stops a bullet like a job." I was like, you are so right. So I remember even with them kids, I used to send them over there, hey, talk to some of these kids from Homeboy Industries, and I'm telling you, job training, one of the most I would say them and the Dream Center are two of the most effective, like, social change things that I've seen Christians do in California. It's phenomenal.
And clearly, to your point, Jim Carrey has learned that as well, because it was a really moving film.
Well, Jim was raised Catholic before turning to Presbyterianism later in life, but he stayed tight-lipped about his current religious beliefs. He told the inmates about the power of forgiveness, grace, and suffering, and the message of the cross. Here's a clip.
Your being here is an indication that you've made that decision already. You've made the decision to walk through the gate of forgiveness to grace, just as Christ did on the cross. He suffered terribly, and he was broken by it to the point of doubt and a feeling of absolute abandonment, which all of you felt. And then there was a decision to be made. And the decision was to look upon the people who were causing that suffering, or the situation that was causing that suffering, with compassion and with forgiveness. And that's what opens the gates of heaven for all of us.
Love Jim Carrey.
Do you?
I do. Everybody said, like,
You can't not, man. You can't not love Jim Carrey.
Very real the last couple of years. Like, he's really, he's just very honest, and I like the way I love the way he was talking about Homeboy Industries and addressing the people that were in that crowd.
There you go. All right, well, that'll do it for In Case You Missed It. Stay tuned. Up next, Slices. You're listening to S.G. Lewis. The song is Warm. At the beginning of the podcast, you heard Arcade Fire's new one, Creature Comforts. A little spooky. Okay, it's time for Slices. What do you have, Jesse?
All right. Well, there's been an interesting development in the ride-sharing war. So, as you guys know,
is this another nerd argument?
No, this is a custom-made for Jesse Carey slice.
Oh, okay.
Are you taking on big rideshare?
No, I got no beef with rideshare, which ironically, beef plays a big part of the story. It's Uber and Lyft, right, are the two. I've never taken a Lyft. I'll say that. I've taken Uber quite frequently, but I've never. Has anyone taken Lyft? I know that their primary distinction initially was they had that big lame pink mustache on the grill,
right,
and then they encourage people to sit up front so you can chat with the driver.
And so
right?
I would not ride Lyft because of that. I don't want to chit chat in the front seat with you.
Get over it.
I never sit in the front.
And then they changed their policy to become basically indistinguishable from Uber.
I ride only Lyft now, and
really?
It's amazing. Yeah,
because of ethical reasons with the Uber stuff. I've heard of a lot of people doing that.
Yeah, and Lyft is just like Uber. I mean, it's just the same exact experience.
And a lot of the drivers have
the same
both apps going.
Exactly. It's exactly. And
same drivers.
We were in Austin for South by, and I got talking to the guy because Austin at that time earlier this year had banned Uber and Lyft from the city, and so everybody was talking about like, oh, there's no ride sharing in Austin. That's not true. There was just a whole bunch of other lesser known ride sharing options. There was just literally Uber and Lyft that was banned. That's it.
Yeah.
And so we were asking the guy, fare and different things like that. So we were asking the driver like how it's impacted him. He's like, oh, not at all. He's like, dude, I have like 7 apps open right now, and I whoever I'm near, I'll just grab that person.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm picked you up. He goes, actually, if you want me for the cheapest, you use this app, not that app, because they add this fee onto it that this one doesn't. I go, well, which one do you make the most money? And he told me or whatever. So it was cool, but they all use all the apps.
Yeah.
So
it's all there. That's why when you walk you get into the car and the guy has like 7 like smart contraptions like attached to because they're all for a different thing. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. I've never seen so many like tablets and phones just all. I don't even know how you see the road.
Yeah. Well, it's probably why they ditched the big pink mustache thing, because it was like, it's one thing switching one app on and the other one off. It's another thing having to get out every ride and put a big pink mustache on. It's real hassle, man.
You guys ready for some professional podcasting for a moment?
Please.
The worst, though, is when you're hungry during a Lyft.
Oh,
okay.
no.
Well, Eddie, that's so weird that you say that. Because Lyft is going to test out a new feature in their app that has been pretty controversial, especially among people who are Lyft drivers. And, every once in a while you have those like corporate partnerships that are cool and interesting. And every once in a while you have something that's just like, okay, I see what you're trying to do, but this is a terrible, terrible idea. So Lyft is going to start out testing a new feature within their app called Taco Mode. It'll be a button that you can press at any point in your ride. Now, granted, Taco Mode's it's only going to be active from 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. because they figure people that are getting Ubers at that time are going to be hungry for tacos. So you can press this button and it will ask the driver, it will flag down the nearest Taco Bell and reroute your ride there.
Okay, so this just went downhill.
You're taking a Lyft home late at night, and you decide that you're hungry. You press this button, like I said, you're rerouted to a Taco Bell. This has not gone over well with drivers for obvious reasons. First off, these people are using their own cars, which are their livelihood. No one wants their car smelling like tacos all day. Two, like, make it cheeseburger mode, because at least then it's not as bad of a smell. Like, you don't want your car smelling like taco meat. And as one thing that I feel like they neglected is a button that comes up after you press taco mode that will pull over for an emergency bathroom stop.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. Think about you, the driver. This is your car. This isn't like a cab or whatever. How many people can eat a taco cleanly at 2 in the morning?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
First of all, no human being can eat a taco cleanly.
That's what I'm saying. And
no one.
Especially sitting in the back seat after the club. You know, it's like...
No, I get it.
It's disgusting.
Well, they should at least have a limited menu for taco mode where you can't get crunchy, because the first bite of a crunchy taco, if you don't have it 3/4 of the way wrapped in the paper, it's exploding. Basically, it's an exploding taco.
I gotta say this, though. I think that's why burritos are such a thing, right? Because they're just a cleaner taco. I don't know that the taste is always better. I think we just like burritos because they basically figured out how to make the taco less explosive.
Mm-hmm.
But either way, I feel like the ride sharing thing,
you should clip that out for the best of episode. That was interesting.
Yes,
I feel like the ride sharing experience has been perfected. We don't need, like, once you have Taco Bell trying to partner with Uber and Lyft or whatever, you're just muddling it. I don't need all these extra buttons. I don't need to like request a driver to pull over a Taco Bell. And two, like, even just like sitting in the Taco Bell line at like 2 a.m. with an Uber driver who's like super mad that he has to do this. And then everyone's like looking at you, judging you because you're in the Taco Bell line at 1 a.m. That's already like the ride of shame, right? This is just a bad idea all the way around. Can anyone guess what percentage of Taco Bell customers visit the restaurant between 10 p.m. and 4 a.m.?
Oh, man.
Okay.
50%.
I would say 50. Yeah.
Nobody goes
I would say literally half of their income comes from those hours.
Right.
It's not half. It's 15, but compared to like other fast food, that's far and away more.
That's
between
a lot.
10 p.m. and
the question is, how many of them are intoxicated, inebriated, or high in some way, shape, or form during them hours?
I feel like your judgment is always impaired if you're choosing Taco Bell to some degree, whether chemically or emotionally or something.
Emotionally.
Or you're just so hungry. Or you're just, it's like, dude, I've had a really bad day. I'm going to drown it away in a big beef burrito and a Doritos Los Loco taco. That was not a sound decision you made. It's impairment.
You come home, all the chickens are slaughtered in the back. You're just traumatized.
Right.
You're just gonna you're gonna drown your sorrows with a chimichanga.
You're covered in bee stings. Your chickens are slaughtered.
I think you can make a case for almost every fast food restaurant in some way because you're like, McDonald's fries. I haven't had them in forever. Those are good. Taco Bell is never. There is really.
I have some friends who are passionate and they love Taco Bell.
Love or hate.
But if they had real tacos.
Yeah,
to Prop's point,
it's like they don't want real tacos; they want Taco Bell.
They want Taco Bell.
The weird thing is, like,
I was in yesterday, man. I got no problem, but it was in the middle of the day.
The most surprising thing to me was my thought about it as a actual taco item is that we all know it's not actual Mexican food. The weirdest thing for me was when I was in Mexico last month, we saw a Taco Bell. Like, that's weird to me.
But it's like, do the food courts in like a nice mall in Italy have a Sbarro? And if so, what kind of sociopath is going there?
I think it's American food to them. They're like, hey, let's go get this American food here. It's called Taco Bell. That's funny because a quesadilla is not from Mexico.
Right, right. They view it as American food, like they're eating at McDonald's or something. I get you. That makes sense. Okay, what do you have, Prop?
Hey, I think we should stay in this Latin theme here. So get this and get how hard this is to attain. The most streamed song in the world ever. Despacito, right?
No.
Most streamed song ever. And it's in 14 different languages. It's the most streamed song ever in anything ever.
This soon. Right? It's only been out for a month.
What song?
Despacito. DJ Khaled, Justin Bieber, Daddy Yankee, all those guys.
Yeah. Now see that's the remix. The remix is the one that has all the other names on it. That's the American remix version. Right?
But I think the streaming adds them all up. Because it's the same song.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but like, okay. So, first of all, like the idea of being able to attain that is outlandish. Like how that's really, if you're a musician and you really want to make money. Yeah. If you really want to make money, you're not doing Latin music. You don't want to make money. That's just at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway, so like any other song that's that big, there's going to be parodies and remixes and some serious remixes, like you said, like the Justin Bieber and DJ Khaled one. That's a serious remix. But then you can't expect that maybe Maniac Dictators wouldn't get their hands on the most streamed song in the world, right? So right now, President of Venezuela does a cover of the Despacito song, but it's a piece of like military, like government propaganda. Perfect. Now, if you know anything about Venezuela, right? We talked about it on the last Red Couch podcast. They're hanging out of the side of helicopters with machine guns shooting protesters right now. That's how crazy Venezuela is. We talk about, our government's going down in flames. We understand that. However, you know what I'm saying? They dropping like Venezuela's on fire right now. Like,
yeah, I mean, the instability has gotten so insane because of various reasons, including government corruption, that there are dramatic food shortages. You're unable to buy basic household things, and the only people that are being fed right now are essentially government.
Yeah, we're talking like pre-war Germany. Like, it's so bad.
So this is like if Hitler had done his own remix of Despacito.
Yeah, so Hitler does like Gundam style. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, Hitler's on the screen doing whoop whoop Gundam style. Like, what are you doing? Oh, no. Right? So he's putting this thing out to trying to tell everybody, no, look, everything's okay. Look at me, I'm fun. Actually, you just opened fire at us, so I don't know how fun you are. So, and then the makers of the song like kind of came out and was like, whoa. What are you doing?
Yeah. We are not okay with this.
Yeah, we have in no way, shape, or form in any way support or condone the actions of this. I can't imagine the feeling of that. Like, you put out a song that's like, it's probably one of the funnest songs. Like, it's such a fun song. And then to turn on the screen and then see like a maniac government official.
A dictator appropriating it for propaganda.
And his version clearly added to the streaming total. His version is what put it over the top, I think.
Yeah, I mean,
so
it was
bad enough.
Be
conflicted in some way.
It was bad enough to have DJ Khaled on it, right?
Bad enough. I mean, everybody loves DJ Khaled.
He's fine, but he just says his own name a lot.
He does. Because that's all he can contribute to the song.
I was going to say, what is his contribution to the song? I mean, this is a different conversation. But what does he do?
He makes the music.
He's a great musician. It's just like,
I've had the same question about Kirk Franklin.
Yeah,
to be quite honest.
They write the song and they write the production.
Songwriter, right?
Yeah,
but if I were to go to like a Kirk Franklin concert,
He's
what
leading,
would he be doing?
He leads the choir, leads the singing. He's like an orchestrator, an MC.
He like runs around.
But the worst thing...
That's the choir director. The choir director is important.
That's right. He is the choir director, but he's got a bunch of people on stage with him. That's what you're watching. The most awkward thing I've ever seen musically was at the NBA All-Star Weekend this year. DJ Khaled had a concert. He doesn't do anything. He
doesn't even DJ.
And he didn't even have a DJ stand or anything. It was him on a mic just up there like trying to perform, but he can't do anything. So he was singing over a track. Like literally,
like a
he's
premix.
playing the music and then he's just doing his DJ Khaled talking over it, and that was the concert.
He doesn't even have like turntables or something?
No, it was weird. It was so awkward.
And he's wiping his sweat with $100 bills. Like,
I was
going
going
to
to say, obviously he's like a genius or whatever, at least as like a marketing person and a branding person. But like, I felt like he's self-aware enough. Like if I was him, I would have the concert and I would have the musicians and the DJs perform on stage. I would build a moat around it and give the people what they want, which is me riding on a jet ski, pumping my fist. The whole, like, and occasionally like spraying the audience, from my moat. Because I feel like if you're DJ Khaled, that's actually what people want to see.
I would go to that.
That is true.
Yeah, I like him.
I mean, right now he is the number 1 and number 2 songs in the country on the Billboard charts.
Yeah.
The only thing that
I'm not hating. I'm just saying lean into it, man.
It is.
People love your Instagram account because you're insane. Do that on stage. That's what people want to see.
Yeah, but he can't do a concert where he doesn't have fewer than 30 people on stage with him. That's the thing. Khaled needs to, like, if it's a DJ Khaled concert, it's going to be an experience, like what Jesse was saying.
Although I gotta say, if I made music like he does, because I forget that he's like the actual musician that's like making all the beats, I'd probably say my name every couple minutes, just because I don't want people to forget. Like, hey,
like what would you do? Eddie K, Big E,
just Eddie Koffoltz. It has a nice ring to it. It has a nice sharp German
Eddie
ending.
Koffoltz made this.
Yes,
like right in the middle of the song. Just
right. It's more of like a watermark than it is an actual musical moment.
It's a watermark,
right? It's like when you watch like Academy Award screeners or something.
That's what most producers do at this point. It's like at the beginning of the song, it'll be
Mike Will made it.
Yeah, Metro on the beat or something like that.
I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. If young Metro don't trust you.
Yeah.
Eddie
but I do
Koffoltz.
much my.
So
hello.
would it be your voice?
Yeah, it would be me.
It
just
would be like a nice female voice going, Eddie Koffoltz made it.
Chandler, can you drive a beat or do you not have one? I can just do
You
it.
can beatbox real quick.
Yeah. Hello, this is Eddie Koffoltz. Here's a song I created.
Oh, okay, that's how it'd go. I like it.
That would be brilliant, though.
You should
Actually, that's the funny part.
A
That's
remix of
brilliant.
Despacito.
I think I really should. And I'm going to include Brad Paisley just so that every single musical genre in the world is included.
I think you should.
That was the only thing they missed was country. Had they done country?
So the Eddie Koffoltz, you're going to be the DJ Khaled of country remixes is what you're saying.
I think so. Yeah. I
like
don't know
it.
a lot about country music, but I feel like I could figure out a way to.
Yeah, you can figure out. I mean, you see an opening in the market.
Mostly, I just
want to
buy.
You'll figure out.
I just want to buy a jet ski and a beehive and some chickens, and I feel like I
No. See, if you the equivalent of that, Eddie, is like you're just riding around the stage during the remix concert of these country songs on horseback, and people are just loving it.
Right.
And occasionally, like you lasso someone from the crowd to come up on stage.
Right.
My theory that the greater the threat of witnessing a live death, the more people, the more the audience is engaged. At some point during the concert, DJ Khaled, you're going to need to jump the jet ski over a large portion of the
Absolutely.
crowd and in a pool on the other side.
he needs to.
Probably at the climactic moment of the
Yeah,
of
he
the
needs to
concert.
wreck a
But
Ferrari
I would
every
go to
show.
that. I would pay to go to that.
I would pay to go.
No
to that.
doubt. That needs to happen.
What do you have, Eddie?
Well, we all, I have a political slice, and I don't bring slices about politics much, but this one is about Rick Perry, and I think that we can all agree when it comes to Rick Perry that he wears glasses. I believe
that's not a partisan issue.
Right. Wherever you land, you can agree that he needs glasses, and he wears them.
I actually, though, I'm not.
Eddie.
I think I read somewhere, and this probably need to be fact checked.
I'm certain you're right.
I don't think he needs the glasses.
I'm
I think
certain.
that during one of his campaigns, he started wearing them to appear more academic. So he does wear them, but I don't know that he needs them.
Let me try again. We all know Rick Perry. He is a person.
Former governor of Texas.
We have heard of, but even that, you never know. So I just I found this slice and was just tickled by what happened. So he heard and got wind of a promising new biofuel made from pig manure and home brewed alcohol, which sounds a little bit too good to be true, but okay. I don't really understand how fuel's made, but maybe there's something to it. And so he wants to learn more about it. And he gets a call from the Ukrainian prime minister named Vladimir Groisman, who has promising information about this brand new biofuel. So he is the energy secretary, which he's not a big fan of the department with which he is the secretary of, but alas, he took the phone call. So he had a 22-minute call on July 19th with the Ukrainian leader, and the call was talking about this promising brand new biofuel, and he was really engaged in it. The call was made by phone pranksters Vladimir something and Alexei something, who are basically the Russian version of the Jerky Boys. In fact, they're called the Jerky Boys of Russia. These individuals are known for finding really perfect times to make these prank calls and to get famous people on the phones. And so Rick Perry, who we can all agree is a human being,
right?
Had a meeting
who at one point in his life did not wear glasses and now does.
Okay.
Yeah, we can agree on that.
But he took his glasses off for his official portrait.
Oh. I was told to take my glasses off for my driver's license, and I'm like, why? You're always going to see my face like this. This seems like an unimportant side note. Continuing on. So these Jerky Boys of Russia knew that he had actual meetings with the actual Ukrainian leaders, and that he thought, and they kind of got in right on the time where they would know that Rick Perry would think that there is some sort of follow-up to these talks. So these Jerky Boys are also the people that are responsible for a couple of years ago, Elton John. There was a story out that Elton John was asked by Vladimir Putin to participate in his
remix of Despacito.
Right. He was asked by...
he was gonna jump a jet ski over a big Russian monument. It's going to be awesome.
Elton John...
High risk of death.
There was a story that Elton John was asked to play in a pride parade, and Vladimir Putin had asked him to. It was not true. It was these Russian Jerky Boys again. So I basically just wanted to bring this to our attention because they're incredible. And apparently you can't make any new alcohol or any new fuel out of alcohol and pig manure. Jesse Carey.
My thing with this is it made me appreciate, remember how much I appreciated a good prank call. But these guys set the bar so much higher. Man. They're literally having extended phone calls with government officials or some of the biggest pop stars. They're posing as Vladimir Putin.
It's amazing.
And actually getting Elton John on the phone. I think it's a fantastic idea. But, I don't know if we have any lawyers listening to our podcast. I think we do.
Yeah.
I think we have a couple of attorneys. Because I want to know what the legal stipulations are for podcasting prank calls. Do I need to get them to sign a release or a consent form after? Because when I was reading it, I'm like, dude, I got to do some prank calls. I got to get this out of my system. We have a podcast. Legally, can we do this? Can we start maybe just once a month? Something harmless, but go for one fun prank call. Because it is the most hilarious thing in the world when executed properly.
I can't handle prank calls. I don't think that's funny at all. And that will never happen on the Relevant Podcast. That'll have to be on Jesse's Rogue podcast.
I will start a Rogue prank call podcast if I need to. What is your... Is it because you're cringing the whole time?
Yeah, I can't handle that kind of humor. I just don't... I don't like do unto others as you'd have them do unto you. I don't want to be the butt of that joke, so I feel bad for the person who is.
The thing is, Cameron, you can't see their face. This is an anonymous person, and they never know, and Jesus' teaching does not apply in that scenario. If I can't see your face, the gospel does not apply. That's my rule.
I actually think that's true.
Why we get a lawyer? I need a pastor to look at it. Where's that priest that we talked to the other day? Am I in the clear on this one?
Father Reese.
Biblically.
Father Reese, I believe, would be totally down with a prank show.
Yeah,
he's pretty funny.
I think Jesus was talking about people that are sitting right in front of you. I don't think it's talking about a number I randomly dialed.
Jesse, I have been researching the message boards, the legal message boards about the legality of prank calls.
Okay.
If the prank is a severe security type thing, like a bomb threat or crime related, it's a
Rick
crime.
Perry related.
If it's not, if it's just for blanks and giggles, then there's no law against it.
Cameron, here's the deal, man. How about this? Let's compromise. This won't be a regular part of the podcast, but next time you're out and I host, I will prank call Rick Perry.
Who is a human being.
Who is human
might
need corrective things for his eyeballs.
It'll be about his vision.
But, yeah, probably doesn't.
But we'll see. We don't have to decide now, but I will be tracking down Rick Perry's phone number.
Before I was researching the legality of prank calls, I was also researching, does Rick Perry need glasses?
Yeah.
And the consensus was that he was wearing contacts and then did some faux pas as he was running for president where he came off as not quite the brightest bulb in the room.
Yeah.
And that a PR kind of remake of his image was to shift from contacts to glasses. So it was around 2015 that he started wearing glasses. There's all these articles about it because they were $500 hipster glasses and he looked like Clark Kent.
Oh, yeah.
And it was so he would appear smarter, like Sarah Palin started wearing Tina Fey glasses to appear smarter.
Then he went on Dancing with the Stars.
Right.
And is now the energy secretary of the United States of America.
I forgot about that trajectory that he went presidential candidate to disgraced falling out of the campaign. He was he was a leader. He was a front runner and then just plummeted after some faux pas in the debates.
That's right.
Then went on Dancing with the Stars and now is head of the EPA.
The irony is that one of the primary faux pas that they were trying to redeem with the glasses was in a debate that said that he would shut down several, I think he said I would shut down 4 major government institutions, and he named the EPA as one, and I think he might have named the Department of Education, and he forgot like 2 of the 4 or something. And so like, hey, look, I'm not I mean, the guy was a governor of a huge state, so in the pressure of a debate and a campaign, things happen. But I think that was the turning point where they said, hey, glasses might help, change the image a little.
All right, well, that'll do it for Slices. Stay tuned. Up next, Josh Garrels joins us. Listening to Mothers. The song is It Hurts Until It Doesn't. I think it's about spanking. Well, this week's featured segment is brought to you by Casper. Casper is a mattress and bedding company making obsessively engineered mattresses at a shockingly fair price. Casper mattresses combine supportive memory foams to create an award-winning sleep surface with just the right sink and just the right bounce. With over 20,000 reviews and an average of 4.8 stars, it's becoming the internet's favorite mattress. You can go find those reviews on Google or Amazon. Right now, you can get free shipping and returns to the U.S. and Canada, and you can try Casper for 100 nights risk-free in your own home. If you don't love it, they'll pick it up and refund you everything. And all Casper mattresses are designed, developed, and assembled in the USA. I have a Casper mattress in my house. It's Cohen's bed, and he loves it.
Feel comfortable?
And I love it. It's amazing.
I think we're going to do bunk beds for the girls, and we'll do new mattresses. We'll go Casper.
I'm telling you. And then there's now Casper sheets and pillows, which are I stole his Casper pillow, and I have it downstairs in my bed because it's so great. It's the best pillow.
I'm going to try the pillow like now because my pillow is for junk. You got to a pillow is an important thing.
Absolutely.
It really changes the quality of life.
100%.
That and honeybees and chickens.
I'm telling you.
And you also can't steal from your own child because you bought it, so that's not stealing.
No, it's not stealing.
No, but I had set up he had a Casper bedding set up, and then I would crawl in bed, read bedtimes, do prayer time, stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this pillow is way better than mine, and I took it. So
yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
No, you're fine.
All right, it's I feel like that's like stealing fries after you buy the kid his own fries and you take 3 of them. When my dad did that to me,
there's literally nothing wrong.
I hated that. That made me more upset than anything. I was like, don't even buy me the fries.
You know what you can do? Be an adult.
It drove you to buy your own fries, though.
It did.
When you become an adult, that's part of the bit. That's part of the perks. Yeah. It's like I have to pay bills, I have to pay taxes, I have to deal with other stupid drivers, but at least I get to steal fries from my children.
Oh man, see, that bothered me so much. I swore if I'm ever a dad, I'll never do that to my kid.
See, but now you're okay. But fast forward, you're super hungry. Cohen comes to your office with a Happy Meal that he's obtained somehow. It doesn't matter. He comes to your office. Do you take 2 French fries?
No, I don't. I won't take his fries.
Not if he. No, I'm saying if I bought it. Like, if I bought you this pillow and I'm like, dang, this pillow's amazing, I think I'm going to use it.
But don't you want your kids to have a better life than you? I would gladly sacrifice and let him have the better pillow normally. That's why it was so out of character for me to steal his pillow, because I want it for myself.
You know what I've sacrificed? My entire life for my children. So I think the least I can do is take a pillow.
Yeah, I was going to say, arguably, Cameron, you're doing him a favor by eating those the less French fries anyone consumes, the better.
That's
so you're
true.
arguably doing him
That's
a favor.
true.
All that dad asks for is the big piece of chicken. When I come home, like, that's all I'm asking for. Just give me the big piece of chicken. Everything in this house is yours.
That's all I want, and rent. You better pay me rent.
and I want all your pillows. Yeah.
Or else I'm going to throw you to the beehive.
Hey, right now, Casper is offering Relevant Podcast listeners a special offer. You can get $50 off any mattress purchase by visiting casper.com/relevant and using promo code relevant. Terms and conditions apply. Go do it.
Casper, please send Cohen a new pillow. Daddy stole a pillow.
Well, I swapped. I gave him my flat pillow that I got at like Walmart in 2002.
Kids don't know. They don't have like...
That's what I'm saying. His neck is smaller than mine.
They don't need upper 30-year-old back support and head support.
No.
Cameron, so your last pillow was bought the same time I bought my last transparent bear full of honey. A decade ago.
Wow.
Transparent bear.
Still going strong.
Hey, Josh Garrels is a critically acclaimed singer-songwriter from Portland who blends everything from folk, soul, worship, and Americana. We recently talked with him about the songs that helped shape him as an artist, as well as challenged him spiritually. He also just announced some new fall tour dates. Prop, you've toured with him, haven't you?
I have. I admire Josh. It's some of the funnest times I've had doing a few shows. First of all, the way that he tours is brilliant. He's like, I don't use promoters at all. I just have this ginormous like e-newsletter list, and I just kind of send it to them, and then they sell out the building.
All right. Here is Josh Garrels telling us the songs that changed his life.
I'm my mother's child. I'm my father's son. It took me a while, but my time has come to be born again. To be born again.
In some ways, the earliest recollections of music that moved me, trying to boil it down to like a song that symbolizes sort of an entire period of life for me. So there is the period, when you're really young and you basically are inheriting your parents' music. So when I was really little, it was my dad's, record collection. And I remember he would put on music and I'd sit there with my head by the speakers and listen to whatever he put on. And so probably the most quintessential for early on was Beatles music. I remember when me and my sisters started listening to my dad's Beatles records, and he would put them on. He made us all our own mixtape of basically like the hits from the Beatles, all the way from their earliest, rock and roll up to their psychedelic stuff and ending their career. But the song from the Beatles that jumps out to me is the one that I remember listening really critically to as, and a 7 or 8 year old was Paul McCartney's Hey Jude, and really being mesmerized by the build of the song. It's starting off just as this really sort of sensitive ballad with him and the piano. And I think I remember my dad telling me some of the backstory to the song. So listening to it with some context, but then listening to that particular song build and build and build as the instruments are added until you have, the huge chorus of people at the end singing, no, 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 no. And it really it affected me, thinking back the story and the song arc to that song, I remember sitting there listening to it and being really, really affected by it. And even that being sort of the seedlings of, I want to create music that takes people on a journey like this someday. And not knowing how they did it as like a 7 or 8 year old, but knowing this is important. What they're doing is moving me and it's important.
Hey Jude, don't let me down. You have found her. Now go and get her.
me and my older two sisters, we all gravitated to counterculture. And at the time, in the like early mid 90s, at the time what was coined as alternative music, you know, so this was before the grunge era. And I, being a very early teen, maybe even 11 or 12 years old, I would inherit a lot of the music from my high school older sisters. So there was like, you know, The Cure and groups like this, Depeche Mode, and the music that was on 120 Minutes on MTV. But the one that I really latched onto and took a hold of as my own amidst all those was this group, the Pixies. And I remember buying all of their cassette tapes, and I would listen to them in my Walkman on the way to school. And I think, like the Beatles, you know, like the 4 or 5 albums the Pixies put out, it's this huge spectrum of sound that they were creating. I mean, the backbone sort of being indie rock, but yet they're really experimental with the sounds they were working with. Joey Santiago, their guitarist, you know, like great guitarist, he could really make the guitar sing. Then you had Kim Deal, who went on to be part of the Breeders, who's the female vocalist, Frank Black. So you had this plethora of vocalists and also great guitar work. It really, for a period of my life, for a couple of years, the Pixies and their music really added to what I was finding was possible to do with music. So I think, to boil it down to one song, I remember on a family road trip down to Virginia with my Walkman, this song Anna, A-N-A, coming on off their album Bossa Nova. And yeah, really being mesmerized again by the sound of that song. I remember in middle school, I quit basketball and soccer and track and realized all I wanted to do was skateboard. And I became a teenage skateboarder in Indiana from age 12 or 13 all the way up through college. Skateboarding was like my main cultural touch point, because I think the beautiful thing about skateboarding is that it's more than just a sport. It's sort of fashion and art and music. It's sort of this whole cultural thing all mixed into one, you know. So at the time, I made this pretty drastic music shift into listening to nothing but sort of like West Coast skate punk rock. Maybe not all West Coast, but definitely like skate punk. So Epitaph and groups like Bad Religion and No Effects were all I listened to for a number of years skateboarding. So the song I chose that would sort of symbolize that whole period of my life is by this group called Pennywise. Maybe their most well-known song called Bro Hymn, which is just, a skate punk song with a bunch of guys yelling in the background. But it was that song, that music definitely symbolizes the teenage angst and boyhood sort of aggression that I was able to take out, in the streets on a skateboard. There was one evening when drastically from punk rock, I realized like hip hop spoke to me in a way that I couldn't ignore. All of a sudden, like especially East Coast hip hop, Wu-Tang and Gangstar, Tribe Called Quest, De La Soul, Diggable Planets, all this sort of like jazz based sort of golden era hip hop jumped out to me, and that's sort of all I listened to for about the next 4 or 5 years of my life was that era, mid to late 90s hip hop, before Eminem was on the scene and it became sort of the world dominating force that it still continues to be today. At that point, it was still sort of obscure in some ways. It was still sort of countercultural, but it also blended with skateboarding at the time. So the song I chose to sort of symbolize this whole era of almost nothing but hip hop in my life is chose a Tribe Called Quest song called Excursions. It's the first song on their album Low End Theory. It just starts with this, sort of grimy stand-up bass looped, and it's just such a good song, man. So yeah, Excursions by Tribe Called Quest.
Fix your mouth to word it. Get in the zone of positivity, not negativity, cause we gotta strive for longevity. If you buy Chuck, what's in that? What? A pair of Nike size 10 and a half. Yeah, we gotta make moves. Never ever ever give you fake moves. We gotta make moves. Never ever ever give you fake moves.
Man, when I came to faith, it was like anything, it was this really drastic change, not just in sort of belief system, but like even aesthetics and cultural value, the things that I was so dogmatic and vehement about with counterculture and music genres and stuff, those sort of all broke down with the decision, and yeah, started listening again to like sensitive music and realized I loved folk music and roots music, but I didn't know anything about Christian music, to be real honest with you. So I was hungry to find any music that would sort of speak to this change that happened in me. Right in that period, I started listening to Ben Harper, his earlier albums that are definitely more folk and acoustic based. But I remember going home shortly after coming to faith at college, and there's this album, I think it's Fight for Your Mind, maybe, but it has this Ben Harper song, I Want to Be Ready, which is all about, being ready to put on your long white robe. It's such a good song, man. Ben has some of these songs that are definitely like so in touch with the gospel. And I remember, like I said, I didn't have any music that was speaking to this change that had happened internally. And so this Ben Harper song, I Want to Be Ready, I remember listening to it over and over in my room and just weeping because this thing had happened. And it was just one of the rare songs I could find that was actually like singing about this new longing that was inside of me.
I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready. Ready to put on my long white robe. Ready. I wanna be ready. I wanna be ready.
That was Josh Garrels. Stay tuned. Up next, Dr. Emerson Eggerichs joins us. Listening to the drums, the song is Blood Under My Belt. You might want to get that looked at. That's the full name. Dr. Emerson Eggerichs is a speaker, author, relationship expert, and founder of the Love and Respect Ministry with his wife, Sarah. He's also the father of the co-founder of Joy Eggerichs, a former podcaster here.
Love Joy.
Who moved away to France, and we've not heard from her since.
Love E-Train. Yes, she is just eating baguettes and touring the countryside and drinking wine and being fabulous.
Too good for all of us.
On bicycle.
Is she the Love and Respect Now person?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Joy.
Dude, I was on her blog a few times.
Yeah.
She's cool.
She's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super
In his
cool.
latest book called Before You Hit Send, Emerson discusses the pitfalls of modern communication, how you can avoid them, and give some tough love to Eddie about not being so wildly offensive on the massive public platform he's been given.
I am who I am.
He does address you quite specifically throughout.
You guys knew when you gave me this microphone what a dumb idea it was.
Any further ado, here is Dr. Emerson Eggerichs.
So tell me a little bit of why you wanted to write the new book Before You Hit Send, because I know there's a lot of people. I work with one in particular that could really use some advice on properly communicating and not being horrifically offensive.
And we won't mention that that's probably Eddie you're referring to.
Oh, it's absolutely. I mean, you should see some of the just vile text that he didn't even know what he was saying. It's just shocking to me. But
yes, actually, well, yeah, exactly. And we, full confession, you actually asked me to contact HarperCollins to write this book so that we could set this up to get a message through to Eddie.
I mean, that's the only thing that's going to get through to the guy. We've had straight up interventions about some of the ththings he said. We figured it was published. He's unavoidable.
So we fully acknowledge, Eddie, if you are listening, you may be out sending emails before you're thinking, but this book, Before You Hit Send, is designed for all of us to think before we speak. And HarperCollins asked me to write this because obviously people are leaving their digital footprint, and as a result, nothing is really deleted. World Wide Web means worldwide, and social media means it's social. And so the idea that we can just kind of carelessly say things, it's having a tremendous consequence now. In fact, I talked to several business owners who say they go to Facebook before they hire somebody and see what that person is communicating on their Facebook. So this has become an interesting day, and even from a Christian standpoint, Christ talked about every careless word, we have to give an account for. So in that regard, this is a pretty serious topic, but the book is designed to help us communicate effectively. Someone said, I thought the book was to tell me to shut up. No, actually the book is designed to tell us to speak up. And there are 4 basic things that I have used since college days as a checklist before speaking. And actually my daughter Joy wanted me to write this because she knew this is kind of part of my life message. And so the book revolves around these 4 questions that I ask myself before I send a text, before I call someone, except in the case of this conversation. and then also, before I do something interpersonally.
Well, what's interesting is, and I don't want to give too much away, but one of the steps that kind of jumped out at me was, if you ask yourself, is it necessary? And I feel like for me, and particularly guys like Eddie, who just is constantly just won't stop. I feel like that's sometimes one of the hardest things to ask yourself, particularly in email and social media. It's like, well, I could reply here, I could give my opinion. What are some tips for gauging how necessary it is to comment on certain things in a written digital form?
Well, my COO just said to me the other day, she read the book, and she said, whoa, this is unbelievable. She was relaying an email to a friend about another friend who had been in 3 different relationships and was now getting married to a 4th individual, not 4th time, but was in a 4th relationship, and this was going to result in marriage. And she was kind of making comment about the first 3 relationships. And she was saying to herself, as a result of reading this section on necessary, she said, this wasn't necessary. I didn't need to bring up the relationship she'd had prior to this marriage that she was about to enter into. She said it really wasn't germane to the point, and it was suggesting, she realized I was suggesting that the girl didn't know how to do relationships. And she said the Lord spoke to her, this isn't necessary. And so she said, I deleted it. And I love that illustration because we all do that. We're many times we're saying things out of complete innocence. There's this woman who said, that little thing in the back of your brain that tells you not to say something before you say it? I said, yeah. I don't have that little thing.
I know. Yeah. I know someone who you're preaching right to.
And his name starts with the letter E.
Yeah. I don't want to give away his identity, but we'll call him Eddie K. Eddie K.
Okay, all right. That's incognito. I appreciate the fact that you are sensitive and not saying anything that would not be necessary. Yeah, exactly. I mean, there's a great illustration of not saying something that is unnecessary. I mean, you're just a classic illustration of how to do it right.
Well, this friend could learn a lot from both me and you. I'll say that as well.
Yeah, I know. Well, and I think the part of the challenge for us in communicating today, again, is to realize, why am I saying what I'm saying? And some of us are simply not thinking as well as we should, especially when we're angry. Yeah. And I think there are experts out there that have their own checklists, and they say, do I want the Attorney General to read this? Do I want my boss to read this? And I know in my case over the years when I've been angry, and I don't know if people are like me, but if I get 5 A's in class and 1 D, I fixate on the D.
Yeah.
And there is a tendency in me, if somebody writes me an email and they say 4 or 5 positive things, but one thing that seems negative, I think, what are they trying to say to me?
Yeah.
And I have a tendency to read into the negative. And then I have this proclivity to want to say something about that. I tend to think that's really why they wrote this. They've sandwiched it, good comment, negative comment, and then another good comment. They've sandwiched it together to really make me a point. And I kind of want to then react to that. So one of the things that I've tried to do is wait. If I find myself getting angry, give myself some time, and then I have this checklist of 4 things that are vital. And if I can check off all 4 of these, then I hit send. And I dedicate this book to my grandchildren, Jackson, who's 6, and Ada Joy Marie is 2, because they're going to be inheriting a world where literally the world is at their fingertips. They can send a message anywhere around the world. And with today, people are losing civility, and there's this anger. And it's like, because I don't have a relationship with you, I can say anything I want. Well, no, there's a digital footprint here, and your future employer may, in fact, read what you just said.
What are some of the big common mistakes that you see, particularly among, what digital natives, people that grew up in the digital space, when it comes to improperly using technology that's hurting the real relationships and professional prospects?
Well, I think again, there's this idea that I can delete this. That I can do this text, I can do this whatever, and I can get rid of it. But somewhere there are systems out there that are recording a whole lot of this stuff, and it can come back to bite you. And I think we just need to always ask ourselves, do I want my future children to see this or read this? We have to develop some kind of an internal mindset that says, I don't need to say this. And I challenge people, who are the people that have influenced your life the most? Are they individuals going off half-cocked? Are they the ones saying things in text? Are they angrily? No, they tend to be a little bit more controlled. They tend to be a little bit more positive. They're thoughtful. And when you read this book, you're going to see these 4 things. And my prediction is the people who have influenced you have, in fact, abided by these 4. And you and I have talked before. I like you so much, Jesse, because you are a humorist. And people who have humor have to be very discreet about this. But we can learn a great deal from people who are funny because they know how to communicate well. They know how to have a twinkle in their eye. They know how to grin. There's an inflection in their voice. Everything sets it up so that you kind of know where this is going. Well, some people, when they're upset, they lose the twinkle. They lose that tone. They don't know how to offset it, and they don't know how to say it in emails. So they're trying to emoticon themselves through life, as I say it. They're trying to offset what they know is a challenge to them. And I just say, look, it's not worth rupturing relationships, and you can't delete it, and you can do it right, and you can control your anger. And in the long run, it's going to enhance your credibility. And one of the points I make, it's not so much, preventing people from getting the wrong idea. It's making sure that they get the right idea.
After, writing and working on this book, which, essentially is a deep analysis of effective written communication, did it help you or did it give you any kind of new insight or appreciation into the letters of Paul because I was thinking, after kind of, looking at the book and talking with you, it's like, those letters have endured for a long time, but essentially they're just written communication that are effective, incredibly effective at communicating message. Did it kind of give you any insight to those in particular in the New Testament?
Well, yeah, I think through the years, I don't want to give away the 4 concepts, but I had the privilege of studying the Bible 30 hours a week for nearly 20 years as a senior pastor, and so these concepts are so central. What is going to be amazing is we all know these things. There are passages we quote all the time within the church, and yet the question is, are we applying these? One of the things I think that really struck me as I got into these 4 areas, there are subsets to these 4 concepts that are profound. And I think what excites me the most, we put an assessment tool together that I do these things for myself to help me assess, am I really doing these 4 things? And there are clusters under each of those 4 categories. And suddenly you begin to realize, you know what, I kind of have a tendency in this area. Over here, I'm doing very, very well. But over here, I need to bolster this and shore this up a bit. And so we have an assessment tool in Appendix that you can order that will allow you to make an evaluation of yourself based based on your self-report. One of my great desires was for every high school student to read this book. I think if we could get this book into the hands of high school kids, this could really help them in the days ahead. But it also applies in the office complex and so on and so forth. The feedback we've gotten so far from many people is this is just across the board applicable, and I think it excites me to get the feedback here. So I'm blessed, I think personally. But I think the deepest thing, this comes out of my own life. I heard these ideas when I was in college, and I've been trying to apply them for over 4 decades. This really is part of, and I think this is why Joy, my daughter, wanted me to do this, because she knew this was part of my DNA. And it was good to be able to get it down on paper. And I think from a personal standpoint, that I think brings me the most pleasure.
Is Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. Go check out his new book. It's called Before You Hit Send. It's out now.
E-Train. I love him. He's really wise.
He's incredible.
I like every time I talk to him, it's sort of like, hey, I don't want to use you as my counselor, but also question about this, and then he just like speaks perfect, unedited, like he doesn't stutter like I just did. He speaks perfectly, and it's super wise. I'm like, oh, this guy is like actually a good person.
Yeah,
he's not pretending.
Yeah,
to be
he's one of those guys that you're around him. You're just like, that is a better person than me.
Yeah, and
that's a far superior.
Yeah, he's like Rick Perry with glasses. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
with the glasses. With the glasses.
Right.
Yeah.
Also a handsome guy too.
Oh, dashing.
Yeah, Emerson.
Yeah,
very handsome.
Yeah.
I mean, with a name like Emerson, you have to be gorgeous or brilliant or both.
And he got both. So
yes,
this is interesting. This is turned very filio.
Can I also say, guys, this is something that happened during an online shopping thing in church. Don't cheap out on the beekeeper suit. One little hole, a bee can get in, they can't get out, and it turns out.
And when they get in, they get furious.
They're furious. They're hot. You're sweating. The bee's stinging you. There's no recourse. I had to smoke gun myself. I had to put the smoke gun in the beekeeping suit, and I ruined the smoke gun. I was burned, stung, and $75, not worth it.
I now finally understand that famous Southern phrase, angry like a bee caught in a beekeeping suit. And now I finally get it.
It's a classic because what you don't realize about bees is they can sting once, but they just keep biting afterwards.
Yeah. They kind of nibble.
They're total
They
jerks.
try to eat. It's like a rat. They just try to eat their way through. It's horrific and painful, and it's about a 3 hour thing.
So you're saying don't cheap out. Don't buy it on Wish.com or Alibaba. Go for the high end Amazon highly rated.
Yeah, don't just wear a long sleeve T-shirt and a pair of jeans, because
I know in your head when you upgrade to the elite beekeeper suit, all you're doing is thinking about how many honey bears you're going to have to not buy to pay for this thing, and it's going to make no financial sense. Trust me. Just buy the expensive one. That's all I'll say.
There you go. I think that's what Father John Misty's album "I Love You, Honey Bear" was actually about. It was a whole.
It was really about
beekeeping. A beekeeping miscap.
A lot of stuff is about beekeeping, and you just don't know about it.
Yeah,
that's a new spin-off podcast. It's all going to be about
the buzz. Eddie Koffold's on beekeeping.
There it is.
Oh, I hate that you came up with that so quickly. You're so good at branding things.
All right, stay tuned. Up next, your feedback.
I've been in the clouds. When I touch down in your city, better try slow it down, but I can't stop, homie. I've been on a hands in the sky. Every time we gone, and they always gotta keep your hands hot, hot, hot.
You're listening to Taylor Gray. The song is Amistad, and it features Tragic Hero. Good track. Okay, it's time for your feedback. So last week on the podcast, we got talking about the fact that PureFlix has announced that they are working on the world's first Christian soap opera.
Man.
And we think that's a pretty horrific idea, but we wanted to know from you.
It is certainly an idea.
Other Christian soap opera ideas.
Yes.
Both the premises and the maybe key casting decisions.
Yeah.
You guys hit us up on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com. You also tweeted at us at Relevant Podcast. Here are a few of our favorites for best ideas for a Christian soap opera.
You got to let me start, Jesse, because we're going for the same one. Are you going?
I know. You just do it. I know which one you're doing.
Brian Henninger has...
Dang it. That's a brighter promise? That was the one I loved.
I don't know that it gets any better than this ever
What is
on
it?
feedback. Here's the pitch.
It's called A Brighter Promise.
In a cutthroat megachurch, called Radiant Rivers of Peace. The pastor's wives.
You could stop there.
Right.
Radiant Rivers of Peace. That's brilliant.
This guy gets so
soft focus. I totally can see this church.
He got so right on this. It's really
like
uncomfortable.
90s salmon carpeting throughout.
Yeah. This is really uncomfortably right. The pastor's wives battle for dominance in their online pyramid scheme businesses. Who will come out on top? The serious wife of the preaching pastor and her essential oil line? The sassy youth pastor's wife and her Thrive juice racket? Maybe the quiet but sweet children's wife and her book through the mail business? The answer may lie with the scheming church administrator and her ability to manipulate the congregation from the inside. Introducing this fall on PureFlix, A Brighter Promise.
Wow, that's so good.
I mean,
guys,
so
you need
good.
to get him on this podcast.
Yeah,
that guy has a future.
Brian Henninger, I would like to congratulate you because...
Also,
relevant.
He's going to get an email from somebody at PureFlix, because they're going to greenlight that idea.
Because
I really hope so.
I cannot tell you how many people are like, oh, I've just been really into selling this stuff, and then you're like, oh my gosh, now I'm at a party at your house.
A Tupperware party, basically,
But it is the new versions of that, except it make you, you feel bad because it's not like
it's your friend,
Amway or Avon. It's like something charitable. And
guys,
like,
I thought you were having me over for the Michael Phelps Shark thing. Can we at least turn it on in the background? I mean, I've been waiting for
and it
months
is
for
always
this.
like, have you heard about that crazy rap
I'll
thing?
buy the yoga pants, whatever. Just I need to see the shark.
Yeah, the essential oil part is what pushes it over the top. Like, because that's Christian girl crack.
Oh yeah, we had to push her on staff. She's in Africa now.
And in France.
Well, yeah, right. No, but I love her to death. But she was a lot of the Christian 20-something cliches where she was literally distributing essential oils to all the staff members. They were all hooked on it, and then she left her job to go live in Africa for a year, and it's great. We love her. But definitely the office smelled when she worked here.
Oh, no.
Wait. You said it smelled. You're not supposed to be drinking these things?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. That explains a lot of issues I've been having.
I have lost 72 pounds in the last 4 weeks.
I've consumed gallons. It explains why it tastes so bad. And I'm literally hooked. I'm addicted. I've tried to stop and I've gone through withdrawals. I'm consuming a lot of oil. Yeah.
I mean, but the idea of these businesses, though, are everywhere. And I get that people want to make money, and I get that it's like...
I want to give back. I mean, there's nothing to knock here. It's creative, it's entrepreneurial.
But the number of people that use just their friends to sell stuff is like,
tough.
Man, I know everybody's got a job to do, but I do not. I'm not into it.
Well, let's clear. We can clear the palate with a new pitch. How about that?
You could start a whole honey business.
You could sell honey, dude.
But I want to just say to you guys, I would love for you guys to come over and try it. You don't have to buy anything. This isn't like one of those weird pitch things. But I would love to we have some bottles on gift bags already ready and stuff, and it's a great gift. So if you want some honey, you can come over and grab some.
You can take it. And here's the great thing:
I got a square reader.
If you get at the end of the day, you're not even the one selling. It's the people under you selling. That's all. That's just so simple.
Right.
For every bottle of honey you sell, you give back to bees in need. It's really a give back sort of situation.
Right.
Yeah. It's a 1-for-1.
Helping the bees.
Oh, 1-for-1 prop. Don't even say that. Oh, that is the other one. Yeah. I think it's great 1-for-1, but it's turned into now I gotta buy this so I can send a necklace to some...
You're just charging twice as much. Why can't I just get a decent price for the one and let me give to who I want to give to?
Yeah, or why don't you just give me half off?
Why don't I just buy the transparent bear full of honey, then trekking to Eddie's backyard and risk getting stung in the face again?
I mean, I got a Costco membership. I could get
Last
one
time
honey.
I had to clean my shoes, there's wild chickens running around doing what all over the yard.
And blood and
bee
feathers
minefield.
everywhere.
And he's out there manually getting the bee from the hive. I mean, I got 2 teaspoons and it took him an hour to retrieve.
And he's sweating.
I had to man the smoke gun. I don't know how that thing works.
Oh man!
All right.
I mean, I guess there's other feedback.
Is there others?
Okay. Let me do it. There are a lot of good ones. At least let me do Corbin's here.
Okay.
This one's called Sinner Takes All.
Oh my.
Crime comes swiftly to a suburban, non-denominational church when the millennial associate pastor begins stealing from the collection plate to help fund he and his wife weekend trip to Las Vegas, where they hope to get matching tattoos. This fall, Paul Dano, Rachel Bilson star, Sinner takes all. That's more of a Lifetime movie. Let's be honest.
That doesn't have.
It's
See, the
Lifetime.
good thing
That's not a
about
series.
the first one, it's a series because like there's so many ways that they can go.
I would like to. I like Katie McDonald's. It was very short and to the point, and I enjoyed it. Katie McDonald, who's a behavioral health counselor at Youth for Change, said, "Missionaries in Paradise. 17 cast members all working in a nondescript town where they minister to the local population. Plot points include purity conversations, group worship time, and disagreeing on theology." That just seems a little too real. They're just all purity conversations. What was the worst part of that? I'm like, oh.
Yeah, there's like literally no drama in that. That's just what happens.
Right. She just stated what they do. And,
just basically a documentary at that point. Doug McFarlane, he didn't really do a soap opera, but I would still watch this show. It's called Lead Me Not, as in Lead Me Not to Temptation. Hidden cameras follow unsuspecting people as they navigate situations where they are tempted. If/when they fail, a double dare slime is dumped on their heads and host Kirk Cameron suddenly appears to confront them about their decision.
Perfect.
Again, I would totally watch that. You're like tempting people, like there's like $100 bill like sitting on a table. You see someone takes it and then you just get shamed on TV.
So it's like
it's total like Dateline.
Yeah, it's like To Catch a Predator, but just with sin traps.
With Kirk Cameron.
Yeah. Except with but not as I would hope the level of sin that they're trying to catch doesn't elevate to Catch a Predator level. But I'd watch.
All right. Well, there's a lot more. You can go check them out over on the podcast episode page. Okay, it's time for this week's
editorial question of the week.
All right. Well, we've launched a lot of businesses today. We got Eddie's Backyard Empire.
Businesses.
I think you should call your holding company Backyard Empire or Backyard Enterprises, Inc. And then you got the bee's knees, you got the podcasting empire, you got the chicken, you got a pillow empire because of all the chicken feathers.
Oh, it's a whole self-sustaining entity.
Yeah.
I'm going...
Yeah, all of which have huge markets for
you have outdoor tubs.
And they're all one for one.
You make outdoor bathtubs.
Everything's one for one.
Yeah. You teach people how to use the sun to heat their water to bathe in.
I encourage people to sell those products to their friends.
To their friends in church going...
Yeah, and then if they can find a couple of people to sell it for them, all of a sudden, man... Their husband can quit guidance counseling.
I've read stories people retiring at like 25. They retire for good.
We also launched a new podcast for Jesse today. The prank call podcast because that ain't going to happen on this show.
Nope.
And I don't know what he's going to call it. Do you have a name for it yet, Jesse?
Not yet, but I would like pitches for names.
Yeah, any people.
So this week's question of the week, we want targets and content ideas for Jesse's prank call podcast.
Yeah.
Who should he call and what should the prank be? That's this week's editorial question of the week.
Yeah.
He says he might do them.
I will promise you, I will at least attempt to do, I will get one recorded. If I have to attempt a lot, I will.
There's a little gleam in his eye because he just...
I love prank calls. He loves it. Prank calls are my love language,
and
guys.
he just realized today he has all the equipment he needs to do it. He has a Skype line, a Skype recorder, an excellent microphone, a ton of free time, and apparently a life that doesn't really exist outside of whatever he does. So it's all...
Sorry, Eddie. I don't have all these exciting hobbies like beekeeping.
Right.
Oh, this life. Oh, he's got such a life, this big nerd that sits there on his computer all day. Sorry, Eddie. You're so cool building a chicken coop in your backyard. Wow. What am I missing? Oh, what an empty, futile existence I live. I've never manned my own beehive that I spent $2,000 making and got $6 worth of honey last year from. Oh, woe is me.
So we want to know your podcast prank and call concept ideas, target and concepts. Hit us up on Twitter at Relevant Podcast, or you can post your more elaborate setups on the podcast episode page at relevantmagazine.com.
Jesse, right now I need to hear a few of your voice disguises because your voice is too recognizable. Give me some voice disguises.
I don't even, when I do a prank call, I don't go character. I go, that's why these guys have to be perfect strangers.
I would give money for you to prank the cast of Perfect Strangers. Balky and Cousin Larry.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, can we be real? It can't be that hard to get a hold of.
I gotta feel like I think
I'm just saying, like a little behind the scenes when you work in media, you can get phone numbers relatively easy to some people. I feel like if I needed to track them down, I could and pitch them some TV.
You can get our intern on it, and in about an hour and a half, you're going to have their direct lines.
The guy that played Balky made a really intense effort to get his
Bronson
name.
Pinchot.
Yeah, he made an effort to get his name in the phone book. They're like, we barely even make phone books. He's like, you put my name in that thing, and make sure you put Balky in quotes.
Well, he did it. He thought it was the white pages where you would go AAAA to get your business listed first. So he's listed as AAAA Bronson Pinchot.
Yeah, he's just waiting.
He legally changed it.
Cousin Libby.
That's a whole thing when you're from
the worst
Meatballs.
Bronson Pinchot.
I mean, it was about as good as his. It was terrible.
I saw him on a DIY network show where he was renovating like log cabins.
I'm sure he's talented.
That's what he does now is he does like home rebuilds.
Dude, I was at the gym and they had like TV on and they had like the Battle of Network Stars, and he not only was he the biggest quote unquote star on there, but it was like former sitcom actors versus like models or something. Bronson, what's his last name?
Pinchot.
Yeah, it's something we all say it wrong, but
I'll just have to call him Balky.
Okay.
Balky was mercilessly taunting the models the whole time. Like he was taking this Battle of Network Stars that was on in the afternoon on a Saturday way too seriously. Like I could tell that like Mike Golick or whoever was doing it was uncomfortable at the level of trash talk Balky was taking to this. All that to say, Balky's got one speed, and that's pedal to the floor. If he's doing something, he's in. Log Cabin, he's in. Perfect Strangers, he's in. Battle Network Stars, he's in. I can't wait to see how it's going to explode on this prank call. It's going to be good, you guys.
There you go. All right. Well, many thanks to our show sponsors for making this episode possible. Remember, you can go check out Samaritan Ministries International by going to SamaritanMinistries.org. Learn more about their awesome program. Also, thanks to Casper. Right now, Relevant Podcast listeners can get $50 off any mattress purchase by visiting casper.com/relevant and using promo code relevant. Thanks to our guests this week, Josh Garrels. He just announced his fall tour, so go check it out on his website, see where he's coming near you, and go support great independent artists. I think his shows are awesome. And you can also follow him on Twitter at Josh Garrels. Thanks also to Dr. Emerson Eggerichs. His new book is called Before You Hit Send, The Eddie Kaufholz Story. It's out now, and you can follow him on Twitter at Emerson EE. There you go. Emerson
I just sent him a pretty strongly worded response to this interview.
You should have let me see it before you hit send. That was chapter 3.
Eddie, did you hit send?
It was.
You learned nothing.
Yeah.
Eddie, was there at any point, did you put a colon, close parenthesis?
It was.
To let him know that you're mad, but, or at least a winky, like, hey, you really shouldn't have brought, my family into it. It got personal, but that was too far. Wink.
You don't do a winky.
Like you learned.
I got very direct and serious and brutally honest and hurtful. And that's the email I sent. So enjoy the new book.
And let me say this. It was proudly wink free.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wink free. That's a t-shirt right there.
Yeah.
Proudly wink free. All right. Well, on that note, we'll wrap things up. I'm Cameron Strang.
I'm Eddie Kaufholz.
I'm Chandler Strang.
I'm Jesse Carey.
I'm Propaganda.
Hey, have a good trip to Africa, man.
Safe travels.
Yeah.
Will do. Thanks, guys.
We'll see you guys next week.
Just make it painless. Just make it painless.
Thank you for listening to the Relevant Podcast. If you like what you heard, be sure to leave us a review on iTunes. Check out other shows from the Relevant Podcast Network in the podcast section at relevantmagazine.com. And while you're there, browse exclusive podcast merchandise at our online store. Make sure to subscribe to Relevant Magazine. Info is available at relevantmagazine.com/subscribe.
Some girls hate themselves, hide under the covers with sleeping pills, and some girls cut themselves, stand in the mirror and wait for the feedback. Some boys get too much love, too much touch. Some boys stop themselves, stand in the mirror and wait for the feedback. Creature comfort makes it painless. Bury me penniless and nameless.
If I can't see your face, the gospel does not apply.